Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're having the Weihenstephaner Hefeweissbier from the Bayerische Staatsbrauerei Weihenstephan out of Freising, Deutschland. Thanks for joining us.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media. Links are below in the description. And come say hey in Discord. We would love to see you there on our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server, where we talk about beer and some other stuff too, whatever. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
Come on, Andrew.
Weihenstephaner Hefeweissbier. It's a yeasty white beer. So, out of Bayerische Staatsbrauerei Weihenstephan, Freising, Germany, Deutschland.
Oh, mine opened.
Those German beers.
I don't know what happened. It's got to be from the oldest brewery in the world.
Yes, and they claim 1040 as when it started. If y'all are loyal viewers of our channel, then you'll know from when we reviewed the Fest beer all about brewery. The Bayerische Staatsbrauerei Weihenstephan. So we won't go into all that. They claim to be the oldest continuously operating brewery in the world from 1040. But anyway. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Like a true Hefe.
Get all that yeast in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very Hefe-licious.
Yeah. So it is a yeast white beer.
Is it banana bread?
You people.
No banana bread here for this one.
Does have that banana flavor.
So, yes, the yeast white beer. It's a Hefeweissbier, not a Hefeweizen. So, but it has cloves, banana, and yeast notes to it. This is actually Weihenstephaner's best known beer out of those who drink Weihenstephaner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, it's, the can is very inviting and it calls out that it's the world's oldest brewery and brewed in Bavaria since 1040. And it's got that blue color that Ben loves to grab.
There we go.
It does have that banana, and once you mention clove, you obviously can. There's the subtlety of the spice in there.
A little cloudy to it, that the yeast. So this is 5.4%, 14 IBUs. Interesting, we have discussed off camera or shared in text. I can't remember her name offhand. Another individual lady on YouTube who is from Munich but lives Cincinnati, and she does a lot of shows about Germany, America, translation, the differences, similarities. And one of the things she does is popular beer in Germany. And she mentions that Weihenstephaner is one, but she never really had it when she was living over there. So evidently it's like bigger over here than it is over in Germany. Or outside of Germany versus in Germany. And it kind of reminds me of Corona. And being in Mexico versus outside of Mexico. Because when I've been in Mexico, you don't see a lot of advertisement for Corona. Corona's not sold a lot. You don't see the labels or, you know, the little banners of a restaurant or a store, a bar.
It's more popular in America than it is in Mexico, and they invest more in advertising and marketing and branding internationally versus internally. Yeah, because I mean, why not? I mean, America's the greatest place to live, right?
Yeah, I haven't lived enough other places to come to that conclusion.
My point being is that we are some of the biggest consumers of things. And if you can market and brand it to us, we're probably going to buy it.
We're suckers.
Yep. You talk about impulse buyers.
Take our money.
Precious Roy, right? Precious Roy.
That is a blast from the past there. You're bringing that up. I was about to say impulse buyers. Yeah. Just put a blue, mention Bavaria. Ben is there. He's going to
You just put one of those Bavarian flags on, Ben's all over it.
Yeah. This one's hard to see. Cool crest on the can.
Yeah.
I think we saw that in the fest beer. Other than that, that's all I got, y'all. Because I'm not going to go into all the history, because we did that in fest beer, the brewery that should have ended years ago because it had all the tragedies and you know. So y'all go back and look at that, because it was interesting, but I don't feel like recalling that right now.
We'll put that in. Yeah, we'll put that at the end of the video here. We'll put it as a little placard.
You know, you
also
say that.
I'll do it.
I'm not holding my breath. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to, because you'd pass out by the time we finally got there.
Yeah.
But
just
also the individual you're mentioning, I know who you're talking about, because I've seen a few of her videos as well. They're really interesting to see somebody who has, you know, grew up in Germany and now lives in the US and talks about the differences and kind of the perceptions. So we'll put her channel down in the description as well, and maybe even as a card up above here. So it starts with
Felicia. Yeah, it's like Feli, I believe.
Something like that.
I want to say like Felicia, but it's not the full Felicia.
Yeah.
It's like Feli.
But anyway, we'll display that, and you guys can check her out. She's got a lot of good content that relates to
very interesting.
Yeah, to Germany and Oktoberfest and things like that. So definitely a good watch if you haven't seen those before. And I think that, you know, really to those points too, it's, you know, when you think about some of these beers and you know, if you and I, the three of us, go to the store and we see a German beer that states the world's oldest brewery, we're going to buy it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the can in my hand.
They know what they're doing. Yeah.
Right. So if you put this in Germany, though, maybe it's like, who cares? There's, you know, maybe because it's the world oldest by 2 years or something, you know, so for us, that's a big marketing ploy, obviously. And we've also talked about, I think on a previous episode, about how it's interesting when you see things, you know, cans from Germany, it's like, you know, this region's oldest beer or brewery, or this region's oldest Hefeweizen, you know, or this town or whatever. So that's obviously a big marketing ploy that the Germans use.
The Tuca, the Nuremberg's
oldest
wheat brewery. Yeah.
Like,
I remember that now.
Yeah. So we'll have Mississippi's oldest brewery on again.
We've already got that
because we've already had it. So
we got to have another one. Yeah.
But that goes back like 8 years or something. So,
yeah, 2007 or 5 or something.
It's kind of like Alabama. I mean, Free the Hops didn't come through until 2008, and then you got Good People legally brewed since 2008.
Yeah, so I think they definitely know what they're doing with the international crowd, at least. If Fele or whatever, Ellie, whatever her name
I think it's Philly.
mentions that she's never had this in Germany. I think that's super interesting. Anyway, has anybody had this before?
Yes.
Or are you just saying that so you don't have to go first?
I've had it, and I think I can't remember if Jay's had it. I thought one of maybe I was.
Sounds like you're just trying to make me go first. Is really what I'm picking up here on, and that's okay. I'll go first.
I'm the captain now. Go first.
All right. It's a good. I mean, it's a white, right? So it's not traditional Hefeweizen. I don't get so much of the banana on this. I get more of what I initially kind of associated wheat beers with, and that's kind of the chickpea is really the flavor that it's always kind of hummus, that sort of stuff always came through for me on
garbanzo beans.
Like really? A chickpea, like a hummus. Yeah, it's when I used to think of wheat beer, like the first few I had, that was what I associated with them. And that was why I don't think I liked them to begin with. And this one is more of that towards that flavor. That being said, I like the beers a lot more than I used to. And definitely the wheat styles. I mean, Hefeweizens now, especially if they're German, the ones we've had on the show, and we've had plenty of them, I really, really like them. And I think we talked recently how, even some of my taste buds have changed to where I gave like a rating of a beer of like a 1.5 on Untapped. And we actually reviewed it maybe 3 or 4 years later, recently. And, it was all of a sudden like 8.5 or 9, so I have definitely migrated on my taste buds for these type of beers.
You have matured.
Better word there for sure. Thank you.
Sir are peculiar.
Thank you. Yes. You've known me long enough. You can definitely say that, I think, at this point. Both of you have. But
so you have reviewed this before. So I'm curious where you're going.
I've had this one. Wow.
Yeah. 3 or 4 times, actually.
Really?
Oh, you checked. Yeah. Wait, who was the one who didn't have it? Jay was the one who didn't have it. Okay, I can remember. I was like, somebody had it. I know I had it.
So I say all of that to say, Jay, what do you think?
Oh, you do have some humor in you at times.
Finish your review there, Ben.
Yeah. So I don't remember having this, and if Jay says I had it, then obviously I did. But this obviously was not one that stuck with me necessarily. I think it's decent. It's not great. I'd much rather have a true Hefeweizen beer. I think the Fest beer that we had from Weihenstephaner was better than this one, much better than this one. I actually love that beer. But I mean, it's good. I would drink it again. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at it or pour it down the sink. So it's middle of the road for me. It's okay. It's a 7. Jay is saying that like I rated it much lower, I'm guessing.
No, you're pretty consistent. You're not far off.
All right. Well, Jay, since you truly have not had it, what would you say about it, sir?
Yeah, I truly have not had it. I agree with your assessment. The Fest beer, in my opinion, was much better. This does have all of the heavy flavors to me. Unlike you, I get that banana, I get the yeast, I get it. It's all kind of there. It was interesting with the aspects of the cloves. Wouldn't have known that unless you said it, but you can taste it. So all said, it's probably not something I'm going to seek out again. I'll probably, they do good beer, but me, like Ben, caveat to himself, I've migrated away or matured away from the wheat beers. So this is probably 6.5 for me.
Okay. I guess that leaves me.
No, we don't need to hear from you.
Who needs you? You just got to say the beer, and then we don't care what you think about it. Yeah. I typically like a good white beer or a Weiss beer. And I was thinking, okay, what are our US equivalents? We've got Blue Moon has one. And then not just the US, and you got Hoegaarden is white beer. And one of my favorites that we can't find in the States, it's only in Europe, it's out of Austria, it's Edelweiss. It's good white beer, but I can pick up that banana and a little bit of the clove. So there is a definite difference from a Hefeweizen. So if you put them side by side, you know, you may get tricked a little bit if all you're given this is like, is this Hefeweizen? Yeah, it could be. But if you had a Hefeweizen and this side by side, you're like, okay, I know the difference now. That said, it's not bad, not too shabby. I would have it again. But from taste buds, I have had some better. Still, I'd have it again. This one's tough. I'm going between two numbers. I'll give it a 7. It's good. I wanted to go higher. But I'll give it a 7.
That is going to give us a 6.8 for the Weihenstephaner Hefeweissbier out of the brewery again that Andy mentioned at the beginning of the video. Go back if you really want to know. Go back and check that. If you didn't write that down, or
it's the world's oldest brewery. I mean, come on, you don't have to.
Who doesn't know it?
I should know that just right off the top. I
that guy doesn't know it.
I'm professional here, but definitely, you know. Hey, again, as always, if you've had it, you like it, you don't like it, let us know. How close do we get? We're off.
Banana.
No banana, you know. So just let us know what you think in the comments there, and we would love to hear those. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. And also check us out on social media at the links below. We're gonna have a couple of extra links in the description below. Again, the person
Ellie,
we think maybe. Are you for sure now that's her name?
No, starts with an F, ends with an Ellie. Yeah.
Okay. We'll have her link below. Check.
Apologize to you.
I am not sure actually.
Yeah, and we will also put the card for our Weihenstephaner Hefeweissbier review at the end of this video. So check that one out as well. With that, for Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.